we got
Yeah.
stuff to do here.
Yeah.
Okay. There'll be time for that. Don't worry.
Right, right, right. How are you doing though? How's
I'm
everything on
good.
your end?
I'm great. Life is, good and complicated when it needs to be. And
The good
yeah,
complicated, the good
the good
push life,
complicated,
right?
super busy, which is
Yeah.
always a good thing. And
Yeah.
just making it work.
Right. Well, no, thank you for everything that you do. I mean, you have an incredible service. I mean, you not just connect with one genre of artist or, musicians.
That
You're
means a lot. Thank
it,
you.
well, it means a lot to someone like me because, I can't tell you how many times that I've actually, I've tried connecting with other people and, who are, whether they're producers or they're someone that's blogging or someone that's
Hmm.
playlist or all everything, just the whole nine yards. And it's always that feedback of you have a great sound, but it's not what I like, and
Yeah,
it's not always about one genre, it's not always about one mood, it's not,
exactly.
it's just like you're a music lover. Music
Exactly.
I
I think that like anyone that goes into the music space and only likes one thing should not be in music space. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I would have never like dedicated my life to trying to build something like this if I wasn't passionate about it. Like,
right,
don't get me wrong, it totally beats the 9 to 5 office job, like obviously. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like there's too much negativity when it comes to like music journalism. Like everyone wants to be quick to hate things when realistically, like there's so many people that listen to music in the world that there's something for everyone.
right,
I would
right.
never want to just be like, we just cover rock or we just cover acoustic tracks. Like, what's the point of that? Like, there's such a broad spectrum and
Right.
there's a million different genres. So,
And I listen to literally everything. I mean, we always have a mood
yeah,
for everything. We always have an experience for everything in life and different stages of life and different relations to, what we hear and, things like that. And yeah, music is music. It's all relative in different areas and stages and genres.
I feel yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I will make sure to include this, but I'm still going to give you an intro because you definitely deserve one.
Oh, thank you.
So let me know when you're all set. I feel like you're all set, and I will go for it.
Okay,
All
go
right.
for it. Yes.
Hey everyone, this is Austin Sher here with We Write About Music, and today I'm here with Amanda Marie Wilkinson. After
Hi.
covering her for a few months now, it is a true honor to get to speak with her. She's just about to release her new single and music video for Taking My Time, and I am super excited to talk to her about it.
Oh my goodness.
Amanda, thank you so much for being here. How's life? What's up?
You just gave me chills and welcome to my home, Austin.
Thank
Thank
you for
you.
bringing me in.
Ooh, um, it's life is hopeful. Life is good. It's positive. That's the track that, we try to strive for, especially, the recent months and the year. So, everyone has their own unique set of challenges, and we have our own way of coping and dealing, and, hopefully in the more positive of ways,
Yeah,
having that support system. And whether it's people or whether it's your artistic craft, really. And, I think for a lot of us, we've either figured that out for ourselves or we've amplified what we've already had and really
absolutely.
dwell, got into it. And that's what music did for me this year,
Yeah, you've had a busy year, I gotta say. You're cranking it out at the moment. Obviously, I want to spend this time talking about the single, but I
Right.
also kind of want to dig into the music video that's being shot. You sent over some really cool pictures from behind the scenes, and it looks like this incredibly spectacular professional setup. So let's hear all
Woo!
about like the behind the scenes of the filming and what we can sort of expect.
Oh my goodness. This is a very well, let me just tell you, this song actually is very, very dear to me. It's actually something that I wrote a couple of years ago,
Oh wow.
actually. I have archives of music and some that I've, written recently, some I've released more recent, that are newer. but that you've actually covered. So thank you once
Yeah,
again for all of your amazing critique and your support and love on that. And
always.
um yeah, but this particular song I wrote a couple of years ago, and it was in that place of, the best way I can actually describe it is it's like post grief, to be honest. It's
Oh,
not the moment of grieving, but it's the moment you've realized the acceptance of you've you're moving towards that moment of not being there anymore. You've
okay.
already grieved. You've already grieved, so to
Sure,
speak.
sure, sure.
And that the moment of acceptance and realization of, okay, it is what it is, and I have to move on. It's that moment of, it's called taking my time, and it's about taking steps back from things that aren't meant for you, that weren't supposed to be there for you, maybe, um, that are just really, that weren't great for you, that were holding you back from being in that place that you're supposed to be, that you really want to be, that you really have strived and worked so hard to be, and sometimes people can, let their guard down a little bit, and that could be a great thing, but sometimes that can also be a moment where, you're taken, and sometimes that's time that's taken away from you. And there's so many elements to this song. Really, there's so many levels to the song. It's kind of like the whole grieving process, but post. And it's the acceptance, it's the realization, it's the moving forward, it's the happy. It's actually very powerful because it's not. It's taking you to the place that you want to be. It's that moment of that aha moment, that light bulb moment, that realization of, who I'm moving on. I'm able to see all of the things ahead of me now,
Right.
and that's where I'm moving. And it's a very, it was a moment for me that I wrote my heart out on the song, and it got me through. It got me through multiple processes of moving forward in a place of my life during that time.
It feels
And
like it's going to be a really intimate experience as far as the music video goes. But one thing that I really like about your music is that you're writing about personal experiences and you're not manufacturing life things or things that might have happened or could have happened. Like everything about what you're putting out is real and genuine and original. And
yes,
you can feel it in the music. It's not this manufactured feel. So like keep that up. I don't think that you would ever stray from that, but you know
no.
what you got to do.
I was recently interviewed, and one of the questions was, how do you deal with competition? And I said, well, one, I don't deal.
Yeah,
I
that's a
I
weird
don't
question.
see. It was a weird question, but realistically, in this industry, it's probably something that most people deal with, whether it
Yeah,
is it's within themselves, maybe it's conflict with others, or maybe it's conflict within themselves, maybe
hmm,
it's insecurity, it's doubt,
yeah,
or it's that feeling of the music industry or the entertainment industry as a whole. And what,
sure.
my answer to that was authenticity. We are
Right.
all very, very unique. You may be an artist, but you're different.
Yeah.
Your experiences, your life, your style, your stage of your life, where you are personally, is so different from mine.
Mhm.
And you can't relate on that level of artistry with anyone. So when it comes to maybe your profession, there is no competition. I just feel like, it's always opportunity for collaboration.
Absolutely.
And we all have a set of unique tools. I have something that you may not have, you have something that I may need, and together we build, and that's how we thrive.
Mhm.
But if you're trying to build off of something that you're not even complete within yourself, and you're driving off, those that would love to work with you, or those opportunities to
Yeah,
grow and learn and increase your knowledge and your talents and your
totally.
skills. I can't do anything of it. Like, I can't do any of this by myself.
Right.
So for me, there's no such thing as competition.
No.
I respect everyone fully. And when I see literally, I smile. I'm so happy to see other people living their passions. because that's inspiration,
Yeah.
you know, that's in itself. And I'm genuinely just happy for other people when I see
Right.
that. Or if I see that people have the potential and they're not living to their fullest, I want to be there and, bounce off of that and help and whatever. So
No, you're right.
um
Competition is for sports. I think that you should be competing in a
right,
sense against yourself to better yourself as not only a
absolutely.
person, but as a musician. But it's, I mean, like, I'm thinking about that question and it's really interesting because, like, who's your competition? Like, the Taylor Swifts of the world? Like, you know what I mean? That's complicated. So
It
you
is.
should be working to better yourself every single day, but especially in making your own music and making what you want and what makes you happy.
Well, and that makes and that goes back to being just, what you said is being, authentic, feeling real
Yeah.
and hearing that. And anytime that you have anyone who strays you from that, or you have these influences, or you have your insecurities, or you have your
Mhm.
doubt of, maybe I should sound like this, or maybe I should be like this person,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's your piece, it's your product, it's your if I write a song, it's because this is how I feel.
Yeah.
100%. I wrote this. This is how I felt in the moment. And this is what I want to give to others because I know that if I have felt it, somebody else has. So why would I want to take away that feeling from someone else who would want to hear that and impact them in that way? So in a
Totally.
more, supportive way, a comforting way. And that's all I want to do. I want to be able to have, someone feel when they hear my music, oh, she's supporting me. She's understanding.
Yeah.
She's uplifting. It's okay. It's okay to feel this way. Even if it's a happy moment, it's okay. You're not crazy. You're just happy.
Exactly.
So,
So yeah. So this is going to be your third overall single released. And
yeah.
it sounds like, I mean, maybe not necessarily the most personal, but from what you've put out so far, does it feel like the most hard on your sleeve type release?
Yes. Yes. It was a very vulnerable moment for me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And there's, like I said, there's many levels. There's a part of me in the song that I felt it was about forgiving myself. To be honest with you, I had that moment of like, just want to kick myself in the butt,
Of course.
like, why did I allow this, or why did I do this, or why, it's like that,
Yeah.
when you're in a really good place with yourself and something comes along and kind of pulls at you a little bit and you're just like, I know this isn't good, this isn't good for me, I shouldn't let this happen, and you have that, that doubt, or
Yeah.
that benefit of a doubt, so to speak, and then at the end you're like, damn it, why did I do that? You have to
Totally.
forgive yourself too. There's moments in our life where it's not just about forgiving others. It is,
Yeah.
because you do, and you have to heal. And there's parts of that in that song, in the song. And overall, it's like I said, it's not about them. It's about you. This song is about you. It's not about someone else. It's about how you're feeling and how you're able to pick yourself up and move forward and give you back,
I love
for
that.
everything. It has nothing to do with, oh, I'm heartbroken. Again, it's post all that. It's like,
Sure.
forget about the heartbreak, forget about the person, forget about the experience. It's
Yeah.
whatever it is, or the thing that happened in your life. Lots of things happen in our lives. Um, but it's about you. It's all about you at this point. How you're picking
Absolutely.
yourself up, how you're moving forward, how you are taking your time, taking your turn,
Mhm.
and doing everything that's absolutely good for you, because at the end, when you change all of that, everything forward is not only going to be good for you, but it's going to be good for everyone else that's in your life.
Exactly.
And people move, or people come, and at this time it's about you. It's about taking your time. So
Right. Well, I gotta say, so far in the music that you've released, you're definitely doing a fantastic job of sort of carving out your own sound and niche within a pretty overcrowded genre of people doing similar things. But like I said, you're doing things different, which is like so much of the genuineness that's coming from you. What
Thank
I
you.
want to know is, who are some of your musical inspirations, and
I
who did you sort of grow up listening to, and who has even, recently inspired you?
Oh man. It's really and I say this genuinely, it's really difficult to ask that or answer that question because
Yeah, of
I grew up literally with everything: classic rock, hip hop,
course.
R&B, pop,
But that is the answer. All of the things that you
all of
grew up
the
with, or that
above.
your parents played in the
Yes,
car, like, it
yes.
all has had an impact on you.
And music from all over the
Yeah,
world. I listen, I love language and I love culture and I love music.
sure.
And so I have music literally playing
Yeah.
from all over the world, really.
Hmm.
And there's some really great artists right now, and I don't. It's really hard because I haven't really actually heard their name pronounced, so I'd hate to botch it. But there is this really amazing artist that I'm kind of like stalking her in a sense, but in a very supportive way.
Okay.
Um, she's just amazing. Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah, yeah.
I think she's German. So I want to say
Okay.
Wies or Weiss, but her name's Zoe. Zoe Weiss.
Okay. I'm
And
not familiar actually,
she's an
but
upcoming artist. Well, I mean, I know it takes years, this isn't just overnight.
of
It's
course.
she's definitely been doing some amazing things, but she's
Okay.
super young, super amazing. She's so unique and beautiful.
Nice.
And I just have to throw her out there because
Please
that's who
do.
I'm like crushing on musically right now. And very
Um,
inspirational too. Like her stuff, like she is someone I relate to because I hear her authenticity in her
right.
writing. It's her real life. It's her sadness. It's her happiness.
Hmm.
It's her whatever she wrote and felt, you know that was her,
Right. No,
and
it's definitely something
hey,
to vibe with for sure.
right. And I am 100% all about that. I wouldn't,
Awesome.
not to say that I haven't worked with others or worked for others who, have kind of steered different directions. And then it's like, okay, it's good, great. But then at the end of the day, I have this sense of, you know, I really wish I didn't allow that to change. Or,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, and that goes again with collaboration, and it's the right people, always about the right people, because
Hmm.
collaboration is great. We all need that. We all need that. However, if it goes towards, one side more than yours, or if it's not, maybe understood or, really in, maybe just vibed.
Hmm.
You have to, everyone who's working together has to be on the same page and has to musically be on the same page. You can't
Exactly.
take one song and say, okay, but this is a singer songwriter song, but let's turn this into like electro pop or R&B. Like,
Sure.
you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
I
you
know, I
can't,
know.
and it's happened. It's
Oh
happened.
yeah.
And you're just like, ah, but then at the end of the day, it's not who you are. At
Exactly.
the end of the day, it's not who you are.
Right.
And so I like to be at peace at the end of the day. I
You
like to
have to
feel,
be.
I want to feel good, amazing, great at the end of the day without any regrets. And what I put out is my whole heart. I don't, there's nothing, there's nothing else except that when I
Love that.
write. And I think I'm a pain in the ass sometimes with producers because they're like, oh, but the melody, da da da. I was like, I don't want to change anything about this song.
Right. Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
really want to get into that though. I want to know a little bit about your process and how you go about creating a song, and then also sort
Oh,
of like how the production side of things work. Like, are you outlining songs on your own and then getting additional help in studio? Like, how does it all sort of come together?
this year, and I'm going to call out the producer I worked with. He's amazing.
Please do. Please
In
do.
Austria. His name is Julian. Botch it. I know it. I was like, can you voice text me like your name, your last name? Because I'm
Yeah.
always like, it's like the English way of saying it would be Honinger.
Okay.
but it's more like German. But then I always want to be like Winje. I just want to be like, I don't know. But he is no,
Oh,
he is amazing. He is amazing on so many levels. He is so talented. He rocks out on every instrument I can even imagine.
awesome.
And so all the instrumentals on in my music, not just this song, but this is my baby. This
Yeah.
is one of my biggest babies right now, but I have a few more that are going to be popping out very soon. And I feel like this batch here that you'll hear over the next few months, it's amazing. And
Awesome.
but anyway, Julian, he's just phenomenal. Mind you, COVID hit. I wasn't going to the studio.
Right.
I actually had to face a lot of my own fears, and I had a lot of my own personal growth in the sense of technology. I'm not great at it. He actually, and I mentioned this too because now he has a service for his clients, and
Sure.
even if you're not working with him on production, but even if you want a service of, hey, how do I record, or what do I need, like do it yourself sort of things.
Oh,
Like
wow. Okay.
he has a whole entire service now that literally teaches you, this is the equipment you need, this is how you use the equipment, like a whole
That's got to be
course.
super useful for anyone that has no idea on the production. Like, geez.
No, because I've only been in studio and I've never done
Oh,
any of this by myself
got it.
ever. And I mean, eventually I've always wanted to learn too, just because
Yeah.
everyone needs to know how to do something other than just write or sing. But
Sure.
like and it's just knowledge. And I'm someone who, when I'm working in in an area of something, then I want to know everything. I want to know a little bit of everything. If here I am at home, and I ended up building a studio, and which is
Nice.
nuts for me, but he walks me through it. And
Wow.
um yeah, I was afraid. I was very afraid. And to even give out that little snippet, everyone's like, no, what kind of crap is this gonna be?
Oh man.
No. But very professional.
Hmm.
It's taken me what's 7 months, 7 months to do this song. But I wrote this
Wow. Okay.
song, but really longer, because
Oh,
I
right. Yeah.
I wrote this song 2 years ago, maybe almost 2.5, 3 years ago,
Hmm.
really. And it was about finding, I had a vision. When I wrote this song, I already had a vision in my head. I heard the instrumentals, I heard
That's the
everything. And
best.
I'm very unique in the sense of when I write, I actually write a lot with already a melody in my head.
Okay.
Some people have asked me, it's like, how do you do that? It's like, I don't know, but it's just,
But yeah, I mean, that's part of the process. Some
yeah,
people just think of lyrics and then try to figure it out on their own. Some
yeah,
people, it comes to them all at once. And honestly, it sounds like I prefer that because you're kind of
right,
two birds with one stone situation
right,
where, yeah, so
right.
that's seems like the way to
So
go
that's
about it.
kind of my crazy brain.
I love that.
But so when I wrote this song, and I already knew exactly what I wanted for it, and it was just finding the right person to produce on it. And
Totally.
when I sent him just a raw recording of just my vocals, when he came back with the demo, I was just blown away because I could not have imagined it being any more perfect.
That's awesome.
And
It's a relationship between you and you know what, like
right,
it's
it's
half
very
the
important.
battle is like you can be so talented, but not knowing how to put it together, figure out the mixing side of it. Like it is
Oh
a
man.
such an important working relationship. Like you need
Yes,
to have someone you can trust with that, someone you can feel vulnerable in front of. You're such,
absolutely.
yeah. So that's,
Believe
I'm
me,
glad that
he's
you
heard
found
it
the
all.
person.
Julian, you're amazing on, like I said, so many
That's
levels.
awesome.
Um, production wise, mixing wise, and then of course now, he's teaching people. I mean, he's just a whole source, a resource full of
Totally.
so many things, so many great things. And but he's also a really great listener. He's
Yeah.
so patient. He is so patient. He is so kind.
Mhm.
And I'm just so thankful because, this year was hard for anyone. And we all needed an outlet somehow. And it's like
Right.
trying to figure out how are we going to even have this release, in the sense of
Totally.
mental release. It's
Yeah, that
figuratively
too.
with the song, but it was something I felt like it was still very timely, this song.
Hmm.
Even though it was in a different stage of my life for a different reason, but I still feel that even in a different way because of everything that's happened and what we've gone through, and um, relationship with ourselves, people, growth, learning. We've gone through all of that process
Right.
this year. I mean, realistically, we should go through it every year,
Yeah,
but not in this sense, just personally. And I think a lot
exactly.
of us have. And but yeah, JD Macias, he's worked with me on my last videos. So he's directing this once again,
Okay.
and we have a really amazing team. He's just incredible, super creative. He's from LA as well, but he's kind of all over. And he's a
Gotcha.
great production company and a great team. And I'm just thankful. Yeah, he's so creative, and I'm such a spoiler. Um, I'm so excited that I just want to share.
Please.
But I can just tell you, this video, it's not only just beautiful, but there's some amazing, amazing things, special effects, just
Okay.
things that are happening that are really, monumental for this song.
I'm really
And
looking forward to it. I know that for a fact.
thank you, thank you.
Um, so
I
I want
Mhm.
to know, now that you've taken this path as a musician, what's the thing that you enjoy the most about being an artist and creative? Like, what's the thing besides the freedom of creation that is like the most redeeming factor for you so far?
as an artist, you're just my brain, my wheels are always turning. And when they
Yes.
seriously, that I can just say that. My wheels are always turning, and every moment that they are, it's an excitement. It really is. It's like, that jolts in your life. And it's just a really good feeling, actually. And it doesn't matter where it's coming from. It could be coming from a place of sadness or vulnerability, but then you have a way of turning that into something better or greater.
Yes, for sure.
So it's always just, I don't know, it's just it is, like you said, it's just freeing,
Hmm.
and it's the way writing, if anything, my one of my biggest things about me is that I write, and it's not just music, but um, I'm I'm actually publishing a book.
Oh,
I write screenplay, and there's so many things that I do that I just haven't, you know in due time. Everything takes time, and
oh yeah. Don't rush
everything
it.
takes
Don't
time.
rush
No,
it.
no, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
of course
And
not.
and that's the thing. People think, oh, you just, let me just do this, let me just do that, let me just, no, things that I've worked on. Some of my writing has been from 10 years ago.
Oh wow.
And it's like, no, it's not ready yet. There's so much more. You know, there's
There you go.
there's a building to what you write. It's not just about one moment, but it's a series of moments, and it's a series of experience. And we don't always just experience one thing, one feeling, or one moment. It's a compilation of things. And so but every single day I write. I wake up, my brain is always just going, going, going. And
Sure.
that's how I express myself. It's
Mhm.
just, it's, whether it's a thought that I just want to share with other people, or it's, it turns into a song, or it turns into, a story, whatever it may be.
It's the
Just,
fact that you're taking those ideas and actually doing something with them rather than just letting them waste away, which I really like as well. Um,
yeah,
yeah, and another
thank
thing I
you.
wanted to know was, so as your discography begins to grow, and it sounds like there's more on the way, so I'm super excited about that, but is touring something that you'd like to do? Would you like to play these songs in front of people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think yeah, I think so. I definitely it's something that I think about. It's
Hmm.
not something or say thought about. But I'm not in a rush, you
Of
know.
course not. No, I
Totally
know.
not
I
in a
feel like
rush.
everyone is trying to fight for any spot that's open at the moment.
I'm
And
okay.
yeah, like, you know what? There's no rhyme or reason. There's no right or wrong answer for what you're doing and what path you want to take, especially timeline wise.
Right.
So you go at your own pace. And I totally
Right.
respect that.
You know, there's times where we haven't, and
Hmm.
it ends up in a big mess. You know, it's
Yeah,
stressful. It's like why put that pressure on yourself? It's like trying to force something to happen or finish or do or um
exactly.
it for what, because it's not going to be great. It's not going to end up the way that you truly want,
Right.
and you're not doing it really for anybody else except
No,
yourself. You want to share that, but you want to share your best self and your best product and your best song or your best writing or your best whatever it is that you do passionately.
exactly.
You put that wholeheartedly into what you do, and the right people will love it. But if you're
It's
just
true.
throwing it out there because you feel like you have to get it done, who what am I, and then you lose the process, the journey, the
Yeah.
enjoyment of all of that. So why
I agree. I think working on timelines in the music industry is the most insane thing because it's just like you can't rush greatness, and you can tell, you know what I mean? Like some
right.
artists take 6 months between albums, some take 10 years. It's not like a movie studio where there's hundreds of millions of dollars on the line and you're like,
Right.
okay, we got to get this movie out by summer to like get the summer people. Like, no, it's a different type of art. It's like a book,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like you're not going to rush the story, you're not going to ruin the plot because there's a bunch of people waiting on it. Like you got to do what's good for you.
Right. And you know, with the songs that I write, I want to be able to put it out there in the way that I envision.
Exactly.
However, as an artist, you know, I'm collaborating with other people, other
Sure.
writers, other you know, other producers that are saying, "Hey, you know, I have this track. Would you love to sing on it?" Sure.
Yeah.
I love it. It's something that I would have great fun with, or you know, it's a whole different thing. Just because I sing or I write differently, it's because it's coming from a place. It's coming from my heart. It's coming from
Exactly.
something that I'm putting out there from me.
Hmm.
I'm, but it doesn't mean that I don't enjoy working with other different types of artists and
Of
other
course not.
types of music and things like that. Because again, you know, music is music, and I love it
Right.
all.
It feels a
Um,
little more stress free, to be honest, to be a collaboration on someone else's produced track or something like that, instead
yes,
of going through the whole process yourself, which don't get me wrong, I'm sure it was a blast, but showing up and singing and going home and then someone else takes care of it, that seems like fun, fun way
right,
to do it.
right,
Yeah.
right. Um, yeah. So, and that's the good thing, because if I don't naturally write like that,
Right.
like, or if I'm not inspired in that moment, if someone says, "Hey, can you write a song?" Sure, I can write a song, but is it going to be something that I would personally, because I've done that, I've written for
Yeah.
other people, and it's like, oh, I can write a country song, or I can write hip hop lines, or I can write this, or I
Yeah.
can write that, but it's not something that I necessarily would record and put out there. And
Exactly.
it doesn't have to be like that. And that's the enjoyment of, you know, getting to work with other people, getting out of your own bubble, and just having fun. It's like a night out, you know?
Totally. I fully agree.
Yeah.
So we are nearly halfway through this year. We're very close, which is wild. But
It's nuts.
I I want to know how you're working on yourself as a person. What goals have you set for yourself for the rest of this year,
Ooh.
non-musically, I suppose?
Musically,
Musically and non-musically.
okay. Musically, it's just doing it, to be honest. Like I said, I have archives of music that I think I really took more time of just writing, because it was my way of, releasing myself or, expressing myself. Music is it's therapeutic,
Right.
not just for the artist, but also for the listener. And
100%.
um, so yeah, and that's another reason, it's always just be true to yourself, because you're
Exactly.
being true to your listeners. And you're going to attract the right audience. It's not
Right.
about getting more people to like you or whatever it is. Don't feel insecure about that. Just feel great about what you're doing for yourself, and the right people will always be there for you and support you from a distance, and whether you know them or not, and your listeners are going to gravitate. And like I said, nothing is overnight. We all know this.
Exactly.
So just take your time, take your
That was a
time. But
fantastic answer.
yeah,
Seriously.
just take your time. For me, but tangents, I go off. Very passionate, but
Okay.
for me, as music, just doing it, really
Yeah,
taking the time just to do it, just put it out there. I'm on this roll, I'm on this momentum. I have this momentum going, and
absolutely.
why stop if it's a good
No.
time and I feel that. 2 years ago, it wasn't. I was focused on other projects, other
Yeah.
things, a lot of other things, a lot of other life experiences too. So it's all about the right timing in your life. And when you feel that everything will come together for you and it's not stressful, it's almost like too good to be true when things just work out so well.
It's hard
Because
to believe sometimes.
no, it's sometimes it really is, because for me personally, and this is something I'm working on. So here's the other answer is, I feel like, I've always just worked my tail off.
Yeah.
There's a lot of struggle behind everything I do, and that we all do. When you're juggling other things, and then you have life, and then you have more life on top of that, it's
Yeah.
just um it's balancing that out and really focusing, and really coming down to realize, do I want to spend more time doing this, or do I want to spend more time on this, or you, or me, or
It's
you know
priorities.
it's priorities.
Hmm.
We all have them based on different times of our life.
Yeah.
Different times give different experiences, different reasons of why we choose to do certain things or we don't choose to do certain things. And just going with a better flow
Right.
is a good thing for all of us. Um,
It's true.
it's just finding that medium, that balance, and being okay for forgetting about having someone else over your control, whether it's
Hmm.
opinion, whether it's anything really. Let your focus be on you. And then when you have the right people in front of you, it's reciprocated. It's not,
Exactly.
like I said, we're not here to take away from each other.
No.
We should be here to contribute in our lives. And I hope that through a lot of our experiences, we all come to realize that and have just a better hope in place for all of us, really. And
Yeah.
when we find that peace, like me, I want to feel good when I go to sleep at night. I want to smile and I want to wake up with the same smile.
Mhm.
And when you do, that's when you know you're at peace. And it doesn't matter what happens in your day, it becomes irrelevant. It becomes so small,
Mhm.
you know? And whatever you survive in your life, mentally, physically, all the above, at the end of the day, those little things are just so irrelevant that you just have to focus on the major things in your life and what's good for you.
Right.
And be okay with letting things go, letting people go, forgetting about what's not working that you're trying to force in your life, and just allow and bring in what's supposed to be, and just be okay with that, because
Totally.
whew, yeah,
Yeah.
and you
Well,
have
I've
much
got
more material to write about.
I've got one more big question for you, and I think that you
Sure.
sort of answered it, but at the same time, I think that there's probably more to the story.
Sure,
So
sure,
one
sure.
thing I like to wrap up talking to these artists across the board with is, for the person that's going to discover you from this, and for the person that's going to listen to your
Aw.
music for the first time, what is a message that you would like to pass off to that first time listener?
My message to you, to anyone who's listening, is just knowing that I understand. It's more of a comfort. It's more of an understanding,
Mhm.
um, a sense of being real, um, compassionate,
Sure.
someone who is just real, and someone, hopefully it's inspirational, it's empowering. Hopefully it's something that is telling you, hey, get up, let's lift you up, let's
Yeah.
push forward. That's what I'm about. I'm about one of my biggest platforms is community, and something I've always created and really have a huge stand on is unity with community, and that's another thing that I write on too. And it's how I connect with others. It's not just musically, it's not through just film, it's not just through, industry. It's really how I connect with so many different people in community and different areas of life that I have over my entire lifetime, and how I want to continue to expand on that. And so, in the sense of whether you are relating to my music or not, it's just more of an inspirational message. It's more of an empowerment. It's more of, hey, I'm here for you, and I understand. And,
Right.
here's life, and here we are, and let's move on together through this journey. So, that's
Beautiful.
where,
Beautiful. I love that. You've convinced me. If I had not listened to your music, now I would have. I truly
oh,
mean that. Amanda,
wow,
I
wow, wow,
cannot
wow.
thank you enough for taking the time out of your day and giving these super in-depth answers. I feel like after this time of covering your music and listening over and over, it's a nice feeling to like get to meet you, even though this is
Yes.
virtual.
Wow. Yes. And you're in
And
LA,
yeah, I am.
so you're on the
Yeah.
other side.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. And I'm just so thankful. Thank you. And no, you have covered my music, and
Yeah.
you've been such an incredible support. It's uplifting, and I haven't met you, and so thank you,
You're
because
welcome.
even that goes back to my song "Spiritual Level," and actually
Yeah.
that was the whole meeting. It's about how we connect with other people, whether you're thousands of miles away. You still feel that presence. You're still
Exactly.
connected on that level, or you're here physically, or you're not here physically anymore. So
It's
it's
true.
just how you connect with others. And yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Taking My Time is coming out, ooh, next
Yep.
Friday.
Super excited. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's coming out.
Yeah,
You will be notified, people. And again, I sincerely thank you for taking the time out of your day.
no pun intended, but always
Yeah.
take your time. Always take your time.
Of course not. Pun super intended.
Absolutely.
But yeah, with that being said, thank you again. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I sincerely look forward to listening, watching, and speaking soon.
Yes, you too. You too. This was the highlight, and I thank you tremendously.
You're
Again,
welcome.
thank you, Julian, for producing and mixing and being this incredible, incredible support. Thank
Yeah.
you, JD. Thank you, the entire team who's really you have no idea. This is a whole nother segment of dedication. And it's like, when you find the right people around you, they not
Mhm.
only just, it's not about work for them. It's not about, oh, let me just take this on. They're with you 100% on your level, the way you would take it. It's
Right.
just like branches of yourself. It's like if you can take ingredients off of a shelf and put you into one big piece and do it, it's like that's what you need on your level team. So
Totally.
I'm thankful to everyone. Thank you.
You're
And I'll
welcome.
just keep in touch, and not only
Yeah,
for this
please
music,
do.
but everything else coming out over the summer. And I wish you well. I wish
Thank you.
every listener very well, the best we can. And hopefully, you find great inspiration and feel good through my music too. So
They
thank
will.
you.
I know it. All right.
Yay.
Amanda, thanks again. Take care. Have a
Yes,
good rest of your night. Bye
you
bye.
too.
See ya.
Bye.